You are Locked On 76ers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Instead of going, the route of the Sixers have lost 3 in a row, I'm going to go a different route. Congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers, the first team in the history of Philadelphia sports to get back-to-back moral victories. How about that? Welcome into the show. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. My name is Mark Farzetta, and it's just wonderful to have you along for this little ride we like to do, right? Welcome in. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and all that type jazz. Good gracious. Sixers made a great game of it all of a sudden there. Third quarter went on a nice little run, ended that third quarter on a 14-2 run. Fourth quarter kept it coming, kept pouring it on, had a little bit of struggles there up until the last 90 seconds with Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and my man Pots and Pans. Justin Edwards decided to get involved in the game. He really got involved throughout the game, actually. We're going to sing his praises again tonight. Sixers force overtime thanks to those late second heroics there by Tyrese Maxey and company. And as Harry Callis once said on the steps of City Hall when the Phillies were fighting to go back to the World Series in 2009, ran out of gas. As he was trying to sing, I think it was High Hopes, ran out of gas. The Sixers ran out of gas tonight. That's a hell of a reference. You got to be a hardcore Philly sports fan to get that reference. Ran out of gas tonight against the New York Knicks and came up short in overtime. And I got to say, when they didn't take the lead, and I like to play Nick Nurse Drew up there to get the tie, got Maxey again with the full head of steam. This time they did nothing fancy. They didn't inbound the ball to like Gershon Yabusele to do a little handoff to Tyrese. No. They just did the deep pass into the backcourt. Tyrese Maxey received full head of steam right up the middle, like Saquon Barkley seeing a gap, and went up there and laid it in to tie it up. And then Anunoby had no answer. Sixers clamped down on defense, and they were able to force overtime. But once that happened and the Sixers didn't take the lead at the end of that, once the Sixers didn't take the lead, other opportunities, like when it was 89-89, they didn't take the lead then. Maxey missed a layup. It was kind of a feeling of, if they don't grab a lead, then they're not going to win this Well, then if they don't grab the lead now, in other words, they're not going to win this basketball. Obviously, they don't grab the lead, they're not going to win. But if they don't grab it right now, they're not going to win. Either way, welcome in. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. Again, my name is Mark Farzetta. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. I got you covered for your 76ers Postcast. Jason Martinez, Harry Mays have you covered for your Locked On Eagles Postcast. And when the Phillies start up, not that far away anymore, folks, I'll have you covered for your Phillies coverage as well. And by the way, your favorite podcast has a new newsletter introducing Locked On 76ers daily newsletter. One stop for the ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com, and start your day with the all-new free Locked On 76ers newsletter. Let's get into it. 3 big things. Number 1, first and foremost, above all else, Joel Embiid not playing in these games and missing so much time, even more time than I anticipated when they originally said that they were going to have this load management thing going on with him. It makes it extremely difficult to build up any camaraderie, chemistry, whatever you want to call it, on this 76ers team. And Paul George and Tyrese Maxey, you're still trying to get to know how to play with one another. Now you're throwing in Justin Edwards as your first guy off the bench. Like, that was the first guy off the bench in the first quarter. Now I got Eric Gordon starting for you in back-to-back games. There's a lot going on here with your 10-9-8 76ers, so trying to find some fluidity as a point guard for Tyrese Maxey is extremely difficult. And of all the challenges, now think about this with Tyrese Maxey, because I was thinking about it tonight when he only had 6 points in the first half of tonight's basketball game. This is the tallest order Tyrese Maxey has ever had placed upon him. This is more difficult than just going from college to rookie, because under Doc Rivers, you weren't expected to do much anyway. Make it, take advantage of every opportunity you get, and Maxey did that slowly but surely throughout his rookie year. Had a really good game in the playoffs there against the Hawks as well. But Tyrese Maxey, the following year, I think it was easier for him to just go out there and play in light of all the Ben Simmons stuff. Then James Harden comes here, and he's still very much in pupil mode at that point. And now with Paul George being here, Joel Embiid being up and down, then down. Maybe he is up. No, he's still down. Trying to get used to all that. This is the tallest order because Tyrese Maxey is no longer being asked to, hey, just, improve a little bit. Hey, just, improve a little bit. Like the compliment, I'm not putting down most improved player, but now you're being asked to be a most improved player, not be in the workings of putting together a most improved season. You're being asked to maintain not so much an improved player as much as you are an all-star level of play. And when you're a top 10 scorer in the league, that certainly helps the cause of being an all-star. But it's not just that. It's being the leader of a team, being more of a leader and more productive than Paul George, and being more of a leader and certainly more productive than Joel Embiid. And now the Sixers are no longer just asking Tyrese Maxey today, hey, you're a rookie, show us you belong. Check. Hey, you're going to be our starting point guard and no Ben Simmons. Oh, wow, check. Look at that. Hey, we got James Harden here now. You're going to go back to that shooting guard role a little bit more. You're going to be still playing point guard a little bit too. Oh, yeah, no problem. Check. Now Harden's no longer here. Now it's going to be you, Joel Embiid, and Paul George, except for Paul George has been banged up, and Joel Embiid, we know, is in heavy load management now with a new foot injury. Good times. So now they're asking Tyrese Maxey to do more than he's ever done in his NBA career, which is be the number one guy on the team. 6 points in the first half ain't going to do it. And I referenced these numbers the other night against wasn't the Thunder because he obviously didn't play. But I referenced these numbers the other night. He's got to be better than that in the first half. They can't afford for him to be dragging in the first half. They need him to come out and be a tone setter. With that being said, 27 points in the second half of your 33 is nothing to shy away from and nothing to talk down about. Would I still love for these types of games for Tyrese Maxey to be closer to a 40-point performance, a 45-point performance, whatever, with an overtime period as well? Absolutely, because that would mean you're getting, instead of 6, you're getting 16 in the first half. I can live with, anybody can start out slow in the first quarter, like he did a couple of nights ago. But then turn it on in the second quarter and keep it going in the second half. Tyrese Maxey's got to come out of the gate swinging for this team if he's going to be the number one guy and prove to other people that he's going to be the number one guy. I joked before the season, has anyone won most improved player in back-to-back years? Like, wow, he really improved. Oh my goodness, he really improved this year. He went from an all-star to an MVP. Like, I didn't think that was going to happen, but if anyone could do it, it's Tyrese Maxey. But I loved what he showed you tonight. I think tonight, I think for Tyrese Maxey, the Pacers game that he had in Indiana, months ago now, that was, I think, his best performance. And I think that was the type of performance you saw where he really willed his team to win in the fourth quarter. I think later in overtime as well. Tonight, he certainly was willing his team into that overtime period. But unfortunately, as I said, ran out of gas, as did everybody. But the way Maxey was able to finish this game, we'll get into specifics in a minute, was fantastic. So Tyrese Maxey, number one on the list today, 33 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 turnovers. By the way, also worth noting, Tyrese Maxey had 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game. And they even tried to challenge it, and it didn't work. He stayed in the game, played another played 3 more minutes, and then Nick Nurse took him out. After that, he only had 1 foul the rest of the way. So kudos to you, Tyrese Maxey. Number 2, Paul George. 26 points tonight for Paul George. 9 of 20 shooting, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 6 assists, 3 steals. He's actually, I think, second or third in the NBA right now in steals. Paul George, all right, not bad. One of the more aggressive games I have seen from him, and the aggression was justified because he was actually knocking down some shots. Started out rough, was 1 for 5 in the first quarter. And then ended up, as I mentioned, finishing 3 for 8 from beyond the arc through the rest of the game. This was overall what I want to see more of from Paul George. I could definitely go with him maybe not closing out on Jalen Brunson towards the end of the game, giving him 3 free throws to really put it out of reach for the Sixers. Maybe not close out as closely as possible there, Paul George. But all in all, I'm looking for baby steps still with Paul George. And I don't want this to be another tease like it was a month ago against the Charlotte Hornets where he dropped like 33 points. I'm like, oh, he looks healthy. Now, hey, 33 points is great, but even if it was 20 or 26, the way he played is great. Well, tonight, the way he played was great. It's more, when I say great, I don't mean overall great. I mean great for Paul George this season. Show me the baby steps, keep building until we get regularly great, especially when you can do it if you ever do get a healthy Joel Embiid. And if you ever stay healthy yourself for, the rest of the season, that'd be nice too. But the Sixers specifically rested Tyrese Maxey. They rested Paul George to be ready for tonight's game. And I still believe they gave you everything they got tonight. I never looked at this game tonight and thought they're mailing it in or they don't care. I thought, in particular, Maxey was off. I thought in that first quarter of play, you really didn't have anybody carrying you. PG had 8 points in the first quarter, which was, the best you could ask for, I guess, from him. Yabusele had 6 points. PG made it to the line 5 times, or had at least 5 free throws in that first quarter. He was 5 for 5. Maxey played 6 minutes, as I mentioned, with no points. He had 2 assists, though. And it was 30-21 by the close of that first quarter. Second quarter, nothing really worth bragging about. Third quarter is where the Sixers stormed back, much thanks to Tyrese Maxey and Paul George's play, as well as Justin Edwards as well. And that's the man I want to shout out for the third thing. Third biggest thing. Justin Edwards tonight is continuing to make his case to be a rotational player. I'm not saying for the playoffs. Hopefully he'll have time to prove that. But Nick Nurse has been giving guys like Jeff Doughton and Justin Edwards their opportunities in the first quarter. Those guys getting first quarter minutes, that is significant. And Justin Edwards is showing no fear whatsoever in the association. He's getting this opportunity right now with the Sixers, and he's making the most of it. 2:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. Sixers needed a big bucket. They were down 102-99. They were going for yet another tie. I mentioned a surge in the early goings of the fourth quarter where Tyrese Maxey missed a driving layup, had the opportunity there to tie things up at 89. It didn't work out, unfortunately. It got blocked. They go down the other end. There's a surge there from the Knicks. I think the next thing you knew, it was a 7-0 Knicks run. Great. Similar situation happened in the second quarter as well. Sixers started to threaten. The Knicks had a 7-0 run, and they took control back in the ballgame. Justin Edwards, though, 2:55 mark, and the Sixers down 102-99. Step back and dropped a 3 to make it 102-102. This is what started to give me at least some hope that the Sixers would at least make a game of it, and it was Justin Edwards knocking that one down. After that, 2:10 remaining in the game, Tyrese Maxey, or rather in regulation, Tyrese Maxey misses a 3 that would have put the Sixers up 105-104. Ball goes almost out of bounds, ended up being a jump ball. Kelly Oubre makes a great saving pass that hits Tyrese Maxey in the hands. Goes out of bounds, goes the other way, and Anunoby hits a corner 3. It's 107-102. And then with about 35 seconds left in the game, it became the Maxey show. We'll get into those specifics in a second. But the 3 by Justin Edwards kind of let everyone look around and go, oh, wait, hold on. Maybe we could do something tonight. Maybe we could get something going. And for the vibes that I was getting on social media, I needed something to get going. Because Doris Burke asked a question during tonight's broadcast on the national televised game, the national broadcast. And when a game's on a national broadcast and it's also on local, I try to watch the national just to try to get a little perspective. Okay, broaden my horizons a little bit, And Doris Burke said she was commenting on this kind of vibe surrounding the Sixers from such a passionate sports city like Philadelphia. She doesn't know. She said she didn't know how to describe the city of Philadelphia's feeling towards the 76ers at the given moment. So I took it upon myself to ask you, Philadelphia, you 76ers fan base on my Twitter at Mark Farzetta, Mark with a C. Hey, Doris Burke didn't know how to describe it. How would you describe it? When we come back, I will read for you some of my favorite comments, some of my favorite posts from you wonderful people. We'll talk about that in a second when we return. This is Locked On 76ers Postcast and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Back after this. Hungry? Oh, you got to take advantage of what's going on here with Hungry Root. That's hungryroot.com. Hungryroot.com. When it comes to grocery shopping, meal planning, you got a lot going on. It's always a problem. How do you fit that into your schedule so often? Ugh, I just don't have the time sometimes. And before work, before life, trying to eat healthier, that was easier. Nowadays, 2 young kids, what they're eating oftentimes becomes what I'm eating. You don't get the time like you'd like to go to the grocery store and really concentrate and get what you need. But everything changed when I discovered Hungry Root. Honestly, it's been a game changer for me and the entire Farzetta family. It's the easiest way to get healthy and eat healthy. Get healthy food and eat healthy food without all the stress. With Hungry Root, it's like having a personal shopper and nutritionist all in one. So take advantage of all they have to offer at Hungry Root. They take care of my grocery shopping, recommending meals and groceries based on my tastes and health goals, from anti-inflammatory to high protein and gluten-free options, if that suits your diet. And the best part, every meal is ready in 15 minutes or less. I'm talking quick, healthy meals that actually taste great, all delivered straight to your door. It's been a huge time saver and stress reliever for my wife and I and the entire family. So take advantage of what they have to offer. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box and a free item in every box for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA and use promo code LockedOnNBA. That's hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA. Use promo code LockedOnNBA to get 40% off your first box and feel free. Get that free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA. Use promo code LockedOnNBA. Don't miss out. So Doris Burke, who I really enjoy her reporting. I enjoy her on the broadcast. She asked a question that just really made me think. Because if you've listened to this show before, if you've watched this show before, I've asked a very similar question. The question I asked was, do you care? Where's your care level at? Because I'm getting this feeling of apathy from the 76ers fan base. And here's the thing. I asked this question before the Sixers changed their minds about a downtown arena and really, really pissed people off. And then Doris Burke asked that question to set the table one more time. She asked during the broadcast tonight, the national broadcast, how would you describe your feelings, Philadelphia, towards the Sixers right now? She said she didn't know how to describe it. So then I asked the question on social media, how would you describe it? If you want to give a scroll on my Twitter feed, if you get a moment, or X feed later in life, feel free to, because I think they really summed it up rather well. One of my favorites was this Sean H. fella that put it out there saying, if you've ever seen the movie, and I hope you've seen the movie The Fugitive, I don't care how old you are, it's must see. Tommy Lee Jones, Harrison Ford, the famous Tommy Lee Jones quote, I don't care. That's how somebody feels about the Sixers. Sean H. I'm burnt out, brother, with a gif of Hulk Hogan. Thank you, Dom. I appreciate it. Crazy, often in the chat. Now he's on my timeline here in social media. Lord of the Rings, I believe. No, that's not Lord of the Rings. That's Star Wars. Sorry. Wrong nerd complex. I hate you. That one. Apathy is a common word. I'm seeing that one a lot. Donovan McNabb, Philly's finest beer can. Donovan McNabb throwing up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's one. That's a good one here. Tyler just says, who are the Sixers? Bags on fans' heads. Paper bags on fans' heads. That's one of them there. A dog ignoring a thrown tennis ball. That really delivers the message. Thank you, Tom McConney. Appreciate you. So anyway, you get the idea. It ain't pretty. And all the while this was going on, the Sixers all of a sudden started to mount a comeback against the New York Knicks. And feel free in the comments, again, let me know how you guys feel about this Sixers squad and what's going on right now. But while this was going on, the Sixers actually started to fight back a little bit. What? Yeah. Maxey put his head down. I was ready to run through walls for this team in the second half. And I know I say it tongue-in-cheek because I just like when people get riled up and they start saying things like, there are no moral victories. Like, yeah, well, no kidding. Like, there's not the standings and then the moral standings. You know what I mean? It's not like, well, the Sixers didn't win, but they tried hard. It's not the Micah Parsons line. Well, like, take away the scoreboard, we won the game. It's certainly not that. But when the Sixers were getting beat on the boards as often as they were, especially on the offensive glass, I almost felt like that was a reset button for Tyrese Maxey, especially on one specific situation where Jalen Brunson got a layup on a second chance point, and then I think Anunoby hit a three on a third chance point, and the Sixers found themselves in a hole again, down 11 points. But every time that happened, the Sixers would come storming back. There was a 16-point lead. The Knicks led by as many as 16 points. They led by 10 points, it felt like, for the vast majority of the game. The Sixers would have a little bit of a run in them, and then the Knicks would just knock them right back down to where they belonged. And then the Sixers in the fourth quarter really fought back. In the third quarter, they fought back. They won the third quarter by 13 points. That's did not see that coming. 38 points against the Knicks in the third quarter of tonight's game. They evened up in the fourth quarter, 24 all, and then, of course, lost by 6 points, 16-10 in overtime. But Tyrese Maxey took those 15 offensive rebounds in regulation tonight. And my take on it was he almost used that as motivation, because every time the Knicks would have a fury of opportunities, Tyrese Maxey would come down with a full head of steam. And although he wasn't perfect on the night, there were a couple instances you would have really liked to have seen him knock down those threes that he missed when he was open. There's back-to-back possessions in the third quarter before the Sixers really started their run where Tyrese Maxey and Paul George both missed great look three-point opportunities. They weren't wide open. There were some guys around it, but they were open enough to get a great shot off that look. They clanked both of them. But it wasn't until the final 90 seconds of this game where you really started to see Tyrese Maxey take over. And when you think about the fourth quarter and the way things went in that quarter for Tyrese, that's where you saw the guy getting back to what I was talking about earlier, which is that leadership role. And I thought it showed the best after Maxey made both his free throws. He got fouled on the bonus situation when it was 109-105. He goes to the free throw line. He knocks them both down. It's now a 2-point game. Just before that, he even made a hard driving layup and got the N1 out of it and knocked it down. It was like he was really trying to will the Sixers to victory. Then I give all the credit to Nick Nurse. This was a great play that he drew up. Instead of doing anything fancy like they had tried to do a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was against the Warriors. No, I think it was against the Jazz. They tried to draw up something fancy at the end of the game, and it got foiled. This time, they just got the ball in Maxey's hand. When I saw Maxey lined up way in the backcourt at the backcourt foul line, the New York Knicks foul line, I went, all right, interesting. Here comes that play again. But this was of the same look, totally different execution. They just put the ball right in Maxey's hand. He got a full head of steam, cut through the paint with ease, made the reverse layup, and all of a sudden it was a tie game at 109-109. Sixers go down the other end. They inbound the ball to I believe it was McBride. No, I'm sorry. It was Brunson. Brunson gets the ball slapped away. Maxey then Maxey's the one that smacked it away. Paul George lands on it. They call timeout. Ball gets inbounded to Anunoby. He misses the 18-foot step back. And then they go to overtime. Another hustle play by Tyrese Maxey. In the last 90 seconds of this game, heck, that's even a lot. Probably really the last 36 seconds of this game. Tyrese Maxey was just all over the place, willing his team to at least continue to make this a game. So, no, there are no moral victories, but damn, Maxey was all over the place tonight, and I thought it was a step forward for him. When we come back, we'll take your comments on this game. When we come back, we'll also talk about that Justin Edwards character just a little bit more when it comes to what he's bringing to the table for the 10-9-8 76ers. That's when we return on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, Locked On 76ers Postcast. Oh, I said I was going to do it, and I didn't do it. I just got this new shoe rack. It's like a hidden shoe rack type deal. Where you put your shoes in, you pull the drawer down, and you pull the drawer back up. Sits nice in the entryway. It's like an entryway table shoe rack. It's nice. It's like mid-century, all the rage. And I got it on Wayfair. My wife and I love it. I put it together. It was very therapeutic. Love putting stuff together. But I said I was going to show you a picture. I don't have a picture. Miss Guzzi. But either way, Go on Wayfair and check out all their great shoe racks and so many other things. From outdoor furniture, indoor furniture. You want to spruce up your place after the holidays? Wayfair's got you covered. Because after the holiday hustle, there's nothing like giving your home a little TLC. I always find decluttering the house and refreshing the space always makes it look nicer and takes you out of the routine a little bit in a good way. Something fresh, something that pops in the room. Nice accents, if you will. Whether you're tidying up, clearing out space, or you just want to give your space a new look at the start of the year, Wayfair has everything you need and all within your budget. This great shoe rack that we love was like $150, not even. There's something for everyone, every style, as a matter of fact, no matter what your space or budget with Wayfair. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your New Year's home goals with endless inspiration for every space. What's your decor style? Well, why not pick from a million items? Because Wayfair's got it all. Did Wayfair help you in a crunch? I know it's helped me in a crunch. Got a party. You want a couple of different things to look good at the party? Order them on Wayfair. It'll make a great impression with your guests. Give your home the refresh it needs. I think that's supposed to be refresh. Give your home the refresh it needs with Wayfair. Head to wayfair.com right now. That's wayfair.com. WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. Wayfair. All right, we'll talk about your comments in a second. Also, let's know what the Sixers have coming up in the very not too distant future. But first and foremost, one of the things I wanted to get into was, again, consistent play that you're getting from the role players on this team. And Guerschon Yabusele has been one of those guys tonight. Unfortunately, this was not his best game, but in terms of the minutes, I think they're getting to him a little bit. No Joel Embiid, no Andre Drummond. Guerschon Yabusele goes out there again tonight. Sele, I keep on saying his name. Sele. Guerschon Yabusele. He goes out there, 9 points, 4 rebounds on the offensive glass, 5 rebounds overall, 4-8 from the floor, and 38 minutes of work tonight. So, yeah, he's going to be pooped. But the guy that I teased earlier, and I want to make sure I mention again, is Justin Edwards, especially when you talk about the way that game closed out. I mentioned Tyrese Maxey and all he was able to do for the Sixers tonight in order to help them even force that overtime. The fact that you're getting 35 minutes worth of play from Justin Edwards shows you that Nick Nurse has got confidence. Well, it shows you two things. One, Nick Nurse has got confidence in him. Like, this isn't just garbage time minutes you're using him in. And I know you got to empty the bench when you don't have Andre Drummond, you don't have KJ Martin, you don't have Caleb Martin. Like, we know the injuries, okay? We're aware. By the way, Jared McCain off the crutches. Thanks, TikTok, for now. But I understand you have a lack of resources, but those lack of resources are leading to opportunities for players that are proving that they're NBA ready. Jeff Dalton Jr. was able to do that tonight. Another decent performance, only 14 minutes tonight, but knocked down 7 points for you. Justin Edwards tonight went out there in 35 minutes, was 4 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc for 10 points. One of the threes from Jeff Dalton was before the end of the third quarter. A buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter that he just banked in, and no, he didn't call it. But throughout the night, you were able to see Justin Edwards pick his spots in this game. And the fact that he picked his spots late in this game showed you that he is an NBA-ready player. He doesn't back down from anything. And last night when he was addressing the media after the Sixers took the L to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he knew before that game he was going to be getting a lot of minutes, he said, I just got to prove that I'm ready. And I'm ready for the moment. And coach told me to be ready for the moment, and I absolutely feel like I was ready for the moment. That's the attitude you want in an NBA player. The first shot that I really remember him knocking down in this game was that little floater he had with about 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. I made it a 4-point game, so clutch points there. Then the next bucket he got was at 6:13 of the fourth quarter. That was a three-pointer that he threw in at the top of the key. That one might have been no, that one was not a bank. That one was a thing of beauty. That made it 96-94. Thought the Sixers were really going to start making things happen, and then Josh Hart knocked down a little bunny jumper. Then Jalen Brunson knocked down a 12-foot jumper to make it 100-94. So now they're up 6 again. And then Sixers just wouldn't go away. Just wouldn't go away. And who was the guy that ended up tying it 102-102? Justin Edwards on a nice three with about 3 minutes left in the regulation. So love seeing the improvement from a guy like Justin Edwards, and hopefully he's able to carry it in if called upon to do so later on in the game or later on in the season. Let's get to the chat real quick here. Julian, hello to you. Mad Madigan. Is that where you're going there, Ari? Do we have the same brain? I think we're going same brain. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful. That's per usual. Sixers, guess what? I don't know if they're getting time off or we're getting time off from the Sixers. But Sixers won't be back at it until the 18th against the Pacers. That'll be Saturday when they travel to Indiana to take on the 22-19 Pacers. Sixers now loses 3 in a row. They'll have won back-to-back moral victories. They are 15-24 on the season, 1 loss away from back to 10 games under 500. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll be back with you guys. Oh, no Saturday night show. I will not be here Saturday night. So hopefully the Sixers win. Hopefully me not being here will be a good thing for the Sixers. I won't be a jinx. Other than that, have a great time. Talk to you later. Bye.